Hi, I'm Ella. I'm 36 years old. I am the art director at Metal Dragon Studio, and I'm here to tell you more about Ella Blackheart. First of all, thanks a lot. I have been doing art professionally, I think for about 10 to 15 years now, and as a hobby since forever. Well, it's nice that you mentioned that because I'm actually an artist for a video game company. I take a lot of my inspiration from video games. I mean, I started with the early SNK games that had these cover arts that were the first examples I saw of anime semi-realism, like Fatal Fury, King of Fighters. I also love the work of European comic book artists like Milo Manara, and some of the fantasy artists like Boris Vallejo, Luis Royo, Victoria Frances. I mean, I try to take as much inspiration from them, also from the classics. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Picasso and Velázquez, and I like to take all that inspiration, all those ideas, and try to translate it into video game art. In my experience, the main difference would be the audience. As a traditional artist, I was focused on commissions or making a painting and sell it to a single customer. As a video game artist, I have to focus on appealing to a larger number of people. Also, it has to do with the whole concept behind each piece. I mean, it's not an individual scene, it's a cutscene. It's not an individual character, it's part of a game, it's an asset. I mean, it's something that has to work together with many other elements that when I was working only traditionally, only for commissions, I didn't have. I didn't have all those things to take into account, all those ideas. The first picture I remember ever drawing was a princess when I was around 3 years old, and I remember that I used this pencil, this mechanical pencil that was in my father's office, and I started like doodling it, and I knew it was a princess because my head told me it was a princess. I don't think it looked much like a princess, maybe not even much like a human at all, but in my head it was pretty clear. Actually, I'm also a writer. I mean, I enjoy writing stories. I am currently working on a visual novel, which I'm making both the art and story. And I also like making dresses, costumes, and dolls. And I have a hobby as a tattoo artist. So, yeah, I kind of like to diversify in my work. It was more about destiny and coincidence than actually me saying one day I'm going to work for a video game company. I met this person. He was a game developer. We connected. We started working together. We have been working together for 8 years, and it just happened. I mean, it just became my life. I think it will be something about your garden variety artist girl. I mean, I don't see myself like I have done something so extraordinary or so great. I mean, I have just been me. I have just been pretty average. I have been very lucky, and for that I'm grateful. But yeah, I mean, for a book, it would be like the portrait of a garden variety artist or something along those lines. Of course, I would love to tell you all about it. Enigmarella, the visual novel I'm working on, is the story of Alice. She's an orphan whose life takes a very dramatic turn when she is forced into an arranged marriage. It's a story set in a nautical steampunk environment. It's also a story about friendship, about growing up, about romance, about finding the one that's right for you, about letting go, about murder, mystery, also some weird medical experiments. We have been working on it for the past 5 years. It features 14 unique endings, and it should be released within the next year. You can see a lot of the art on my Instagram or at metaldragon.com. It actually all started with a dream I had. I mean, we were trying to figure out the plot for a game at the time. I mean, we wanted to do a visual novel. We just didn't have a story. And then I had this dream, and I kind of translated it into a romance adventure thing. I mean, this arranged marriage and this mystery behind it. And then we just added the steampunk elements because we really wanted to do something steampunk. And we started getting more and more ideas, building a world, building a whole concept. Then we came with the idea of this medical technology that would change the world. And it eventually all came together and became what right now is Enigmarella. Well, thank you very much. I think it's mostly because I love bright colors and long hair than anything else. I mean, it's more of a matter of personal preference. If I could collaborate with anyone in the world, I think I would choose to illustrate a story by Neil Gaiman or Joe Hill. I mean, I love their stories, and I have always dreamed to illustrate one of them. Well, in my experience, the best thing would be to relax, have fun, enjoy what you're doing. Remember that fundamentals are important, anatomy is important, perspective is important, composition is important, but it's way easier to learn all of them if you're enjoying what you're doing. I mean, it's way easier for them to stick if you're having fun, and to not be afraid to use all the many resources available for them out there. I mean, really, there are seriously a lot of resources available nowadays that are perfectly okay for artists to use, and they could really enhance your final product. So really, don't be afraid to use them.